Welcome back to the channel, my freedom loving two-way supporting patriots, for another Sunday Thoughts episode. So this episode I want to go over a new law that Denver, Colorado just passed, and it's going to be a ghost gun ban. What this ban is going to do is make it unlawful to create, transport, carry, discharge, or sell any guns that don't have serial numbers. So this law is going to take effect only in Denver, Colorado. It is not going to affect the rest of the state as of right now. This law was voted on and passed by the Denver City Council 10-1. Only one person opposing it, which is rather sad, but not shocking in Denver, liberal Denver anymore, unfortunately. And it was already signed into law by Mayor Hancock. This law is going to take effect as of October 1st, 2022. And breaking this law could result in forfeiture of your firearm, which if that's in the wording, you know they're automatically going to take it, up to a $999 fine, as well as 300 days in jail. So if we take a look at that wording, how it was written once again, it says it makes it illegal to create, transport, carry, discharge, or sell any guns that don't have serial numbers. So obviously this would have an effect on your polymer 80s, your builds that you do at home, as well as the wording makes me question whether on your older firearms that don't have serial numbers, were made without them, if those would still be legal. So what are you supposed to do with those, 100-plus-year-old firearms that don't have serial numbers on them? Are they just supposed to live in your house for the rest of your life and die there and you can never take them anywhere? So it'll be kind of curious to see if they clean that up or clarify it at all. Now, what's the reasoning behind them creating this law? Approximately 2% of all firearms confiscated in Denver are what they consider ghost guns. Now, it doesn't give you a number of how many of those are, say, ghost guns, or P80 builds, per se, versus guns that just have the serial numbers removed from them, and thus making them illegal. That's illegal to do in the first place. So the number of firearms that they've confiscated that I could find was been 38 firearms between 2019 at some point and the end of 2021. So only 38 firearms confiscated in that entire time frame have been what they consider ghost guns, and again, that's only 2%. So it's next to none. They like to use the term ghost gun and really throw that wording out there, so to speak, to scare people and make them think, just to have a fear of them. Fear sells, unfortunately. So this new law is going to take effect in, like I said, October 2nd, 2022. And it stems back from a law that was passed in Colorado last year, Senate Bill 256. What Senate Bill 256 did, and I have several videos on this if you'd like to look them up, was it gave individual cities in the state of Colorado the ability to enact their own gun laws. Now, if you live somewhere more freedom-minded, away from Denver and the suburbs, it didn't give those, cities the right to get rid of existing 2A laws like the 15-round magazine restriction ban. It only gives them the ability to pile on to existing state laws. So it was a lose-lose for gun owners no matter where you lived in the state. It was a terrible law at the time when they passed it, and I was strictly opposed to it. Made several videos ranting and raving about it, and unfortunately it just never really caught on with anyone else within the state that I really know of, or throughout the country. I tried to get some bigger channels to do videos on it, and unfortunately that didn't happen. So what makes this Senate Bill 256 so dangerous is for cities like Denver to enact this ghost gun ban. So when I go back to Denver, my folks live 2 miles away from the Denver city line. My sister lives 2 miles into Denver, so it's only a few miles between our houses. So say if I'm going back to Denver to visit and I'm carrying my polymer 80, which I do carry quite frequently, if I cross over one street and then I'm in Denver, I'll be officially breaking the law of the city of Denver, where on the other side of the street I'm completely legal in the city of Aurora. So as this carries on here, so to speak, and different cities are going to start adding on their own laws, it's going to make it extremely confusing for Coloradans to be in compliance with their law from city to city that they are transferring from, or traveling to. There's, Denver is a pretty big city. I think it's 700,000 plus people. The surrounding, cities, Thornton, Thornton, Lakewood, Aurora, all these different cities that are all right up next to it. If each one of them starts adding on their own different gun laws, it's going to make it very hard for Coloradans just to go about, law-abiding citizens who carry their firearms and, love the Second Amendment and want to protect themselves and their families. It's going to make it hard and confusing for them to go around when they're trying to follow all these different gun laws for different cities. And I could see it resulting in a lot of, perfectly fine law-abiding citizens getting in trouble down the line. So unfortunately, like I said, it's already passed into law. Not a whole lot to do on that right now, but I just wanted to inform you guys about that. And make sure you are supporting your statewide no compromise organizations in Colorado. That's going to be the Rocky Mountain Gun Owners, the RMGO. And they do a great job about helping keep you informed on stuff like this, as well as helping contact your legislators and them contacting legislators themselves and voicing their opposition to crazy new laws like this that are going to pass and have passed. So that's all I really got for this one. I appreciate you guys watching as always. We'll catch you next time, and God bless. That felt better. I don't think I sucked as bad on